What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised. With the After series slowly coming to a close, many fans are dying to know what else they can watch to fill the gap that After may leave behind. There are countless romance films out there, but today we've compiled a list of some romantic drama films that are very similar to After. So stick around to see which of these films will best fit the bill. Before we get started, be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos. Endless Love.
And the truth is, I just wanted to make her happy. I think she's amazing.
Endless Love is a movie that is shockingly familiar to After. It may not dive too deeply into the intimate lives of these two young lovers the same way that After does, but things certainly get pretty steamy for these young teens. Jade and David have recently graduated high school when they become involved in a relationship with one another. Jade is a good girl with a solid family upbringing. However, David has a much darker past and is the polar opposite of Jade. Naturally, Jade's father does not approve of their relationship, but David's father also advises him to be very careful when dating Jade. The two are faced with carrying out their relationship even though their families feel as though it will only end in disaster. Every Day.
I think I did all right.
I think so too.
Where's my reward?
Every Day is a romantic drama released in 2018, and as far as romance films go, the movie got pretty decent ratings on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. The movie follows 16-year-old Rhiannon, who falls in love with the man simply known as A. The man is a mysterious spirit who inhabits a different body every day of the week, making for a strange situation for young Rhiannon, who feels as though she's dating a new person each day. The two do their best to find one another again each day, but they never know what the future may hold for the two of them or what the next day will bring. Before long, their relationship reaches a breaking point as the difficulties of dating a new person each day begin to take a toll on Rhiannon. They are faced with one of the most difficult situations of their lives. Newness. After dating for several months using a smartphone app, young Martin and Gabby decide to meet up in person and begin dating for real. They start their relationship as a no-strings-attached situation. However, things quickly begin to move forward and they move in with one another. Though, once the honeymoon phase of their relationship is over, problems begin to arrive. Martin soon reveals his troubled past with his ex-wife and explains that his mother is suffering from dementia. He also soon reveals that his sister passed away in a car accident. All of these are things you don't necessarily want to reveal early on in a relationship, at least not immediately after moving in together. Gabby is now faced with a lot more than she bargained for, putting a major strain on their love life. Midnight Sun.
What's the rush? What?
I have to get home to my cat.
Your cat?
Yeah, it died.
Midnight Sun was released in 2018 and tells the story of Katie Price. Katie lives her life with a life-threatening allergy to sunlight. If she is in direct sunlight for even just a few minutes, it could spell disaster for her. Her world begins to change when she works up the courage to travel around and play guitar for strangers in the night. One night, she meets a man named Charlie, a love interest who she has admired for many years. Katie is ashamed of her skin condition, so she does her best to hide her problems with her newfound lover. Though the truth must come out eventually and the two have to work together to overcome Katie's shortcomings and health issues. The film stars Bella Thorne in the lead role, with Patrick Schwarzenegger acting alongside her. Lie With Me. This film is much more graphic than the others on this list, so it is definitely not recommended for younger viewers. Released in 2005, Lie With Me follows a young woman named Layla and her newfound lover, David, who meet at a nightclub. Layla is a young woman whose sexual preferences are aggressive, to put it lightly. She is doing her best to find a suitable partner who will be willing to deal with her taboo urges, and David is completely on board. He leaves his former girlfriend to pursue a relationship with Layla, and the two have immediate chemistry. However, even though Layla wants nothing more than to hit the sack with her new boyfriend, she has a deeply rooted fear of commitment and emotional intimacy with her partner. She is forced to deal with these struggles or risk losing everything she has come to love. 5 Feet Apart.
You need to lighten up. It's just life. It'll be over before you know it.
5 Feet Apart. This film, well, a very unique film, starring Cole Sprouse and Haley Lou Richardson. The film follows the love story of two patients who suffer from cystic fibrosis, a terminal lung condition that prevents the body from correctly regulating mucus. In turn, patients are often left with horrible lung infections that, regardless of treatment, will almost certainly lead to a terribly painful death. To prevent cross-infection between patients, all CF patients are forced to remain 5 feet apart at all times. As these two lovebirds find solace in the arms of one another, they are tasked with sacrificing their health in exchange for the love of one another. Everything, everything.
I loved you before I knew you.
Everything, Everything was released back in 2017 and is based on a novel written by Nicola Yoon just a year prior. The film stars Amandia Steinberg and Nick Robinson and tells the story of a young woman named Maddie who has a terrible medical condition that prevents her from ever leaving her home. The two are faced with a blooming relationship, even though they can never be in the arms of one another. Ollie Bright, her newfound love interest, does his best to help Maddie live a full life, even without leaving her home. This film proved to be a very successful one and has become somewhat of a cult classic in recent years. 50 Shades of Grey.
I have rules. If you follow them, I'll reward you. If you don't, I'll punish you.
You knew we had to include this dark, twisted masterpiece on our list. The 50 Shades of Grey series has become ridiculously popular in recent years, with the film series being based on the criminally graphic book by the same name. The movie was released in 2015 and tells the story of Anastasia Steele, a college student, who falls in love with a young businessman named Christian Grey. The two begin an intense, aggressive, and mildly concerning relationship that sees the two of them placing unimaginable amounts of trust in one another in order to satisfy each of their dark sexual desires. This film has been a major success, though again, it is not recommended for younger viewers. Endings, Beginnings. Endings, Beginnings was released in 2020, and the premise reads: reeling from a bad recent breakup, Daphne finds herself adrift in life. Living in her sister's guest house, she regularly witnesses her sibling and her brother-in-law fighting, which only exacerbates the once idealistic Daphne's growing despair regarding long-term love. Then, at one of her sister's parties, Daphne meets Frank and Jack. Unable to choose between these almost polar opposites, Daphne finds herself bouncing between them instead, enjoying the distinct ways each man sees her. But fate has a way of making decisions for us, and the time soon comes when Daphne is forced to accept that having it all might just be a disguise for having nothing. Paper Towns. Paper Towns stars Nat Wolff and Cara Delevingne, and known as Quentin and Margot in the film. Quentin feels as though he is on top of the world when high school heartthrob Margot recruits him to help her carry out pranks on the friends who betrayed her in the past. Quentin has the time of his life, but one day Margot goes missing. She left behind a series of clues that Quentin and his friends must follow to find her again, leaving Quentin on a wild chase to find the one girl who ever made him feel truly alive. Thanks for watching! Be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos.